So by 1974, you left the military.
I got more than left. I got court-martialed.
Oh,
I have disciplinary, like Trump, he and I are good friends. We had disciplinary problems. So in 74, I was a Marine lieutenant, and I was stationed in Hawaii at the Marine Corps Air Station, Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii. And I started using my helicopter for fun and profit. And the Marine Corps did not take kindly to that. So I got my second court-martial. And but it was the best thing that happened to me because, anyway, but it was good because I am now a stickler to obey the law, if you know what I mean. I was breaking the law. I mean, there's no way about it. You know that movie, Jack Nicholson, A Few Good Men?
mm-hmm.
He goes, "You can't handle the truth." Yeah, that's a classic line. So I was a Marine lieutenant sitting there, and the prosecutor, Captain Abrams, he says, "Hey, tell us the truth." And I was so sick and tired of lying, Vlad, because when the military comes down on you, they come down on you. And the investigations are tough. So I sat there one day, I couldn't stand lying anymore. So I said, "Captain Abrams," I said, "I'm going to tell you the truth." So I sat there for 3 hours, Vlad, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. At the end of it, I said, "How many years will I get?" And he just smiled at me, this little Jewish captain. He looks at me and goes, "Son, thank you for telling the truth. You'll have an honorable discharge in 6 months."
Mm.
And that's when I learned, Vlad, one of the most important lessons in life: the truth can set you free. And ever since then, I'm kind of a stickler on it. When I catch somebody lying, I get a little bit upset, because it doesn't do any good. So the Marine Corps was the best thing, but it took me getting court-martialed and coming to the truth, then getting kicked out. It gave me an honorable discharge. So it was a great experience all around, So that's how I learned. I learned the hard way.
Okay, so after the military, your first job was with Xerox?
Correct. And the reason for that is if you're going to be this is 8 lessons in military leadership entrepreneurs. My rich dad said to me, I said, what do I have to do to be an entrepreneur? Because my poor dad wanted me to be a pilot, fly for the airlines and be an employee. And I didn't want to do that. He says that my poor dad says, become an employee, fly for United Airlines, which my classmates did, and then get your PhD. And I went, I don't want to do that. So I asked my rich dad, what should I do? And he was my best friend's father. I want to be an entrepreneur like him and an investor. He says, you have to learn how to sell. Now, this is the interesting thing, Vlad. My poor dad and my family, because they're all PhDs, right? Teachers. They thought salesmen were the scum of the earth. So when my rich dad said to me, you have to get a job in sales, I had to go against my poor dad again. Do you know what I mean? It's like the PhDs think salesmen are scum. So I went, oh my God, So I argued and bitched and moaned with my rich dad. And I said, I don't want to learn how to sell. I don't want to sell. Tell me something. Tell me what I can do. I'll go back to school. He says, you have to sell. And finally, rich dad said to me, he says, because I was arguing, he says, Robert, how's your sex life? Well, after I couldn't fly him into the deserted islands in Hawaii, my sex life was none. So I looked at my rich dad and I said, I don't have a sex life. Because you can't sell, you idiot. So with that, I went against, again, my poor dad's wishes, PhD, Stanford, University of Chicago, Northwestern. And I got hired by Xerox to learn how to sell. And so again, my poor dad was all upset because I became a salesman. So, that's the cultural difference between a rich man who was an entrepreneur and a poor man who was a PhD at schools.